Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about how SAS works in VS Code. So what is SAS? It's some kind of language that helps us to organize our CSS codings and help us. Uh, it's way easier to code our styling in SAS than using CSS because when the project goes huge and big, it's really hard to control all the classes and know how all the classes. But with the help of SAS, we're able to break down the work and make it easier for us. So the first step here is to go to your Visual Studio Code. If you don't have it, it's free online and you can go and download it for free. It's really easy to download and easy to use. So after you downloaded and installed your Visual Studio Code, you open it up, and the first thing we need to do here is we're going to use the plugins or extensions to be able to compile our SSS files into CSS files. So how to do that is when we open our Visual Studio Code, we can go to extensions directly and search for the extensions or plugins that we need to use. So today we're only going to use two plugins to compile or run our HTML page with the help of those two plugins. One of them is called live-sass-compiler. Here it is, live-sass-compiler, and you need to know that you have to use. The names are case sensitive, so be careful with the naming. So live-sass-compiler starts with capitals like LSC. These are capitals, and be careful not to use other ones here. So we just have to click. So for you, there should be an option here called install. You just need to click on it, click on the install, and wait for it to install the live-sass-compiler for you. After this, we need to use another plugin called Live Server. Here it is, Live Server. This plugin helps us to always keep our DOM or HTML page refreshed and up to date, so we're able to see the latest CSS or styling implemented on it, so we don't need to refresh our page. This thing will refresh it for us and help us always have an updated environment. As you can see in this video, this plugin is really useful also for your future work. So when we're done installing the plugins, you just need to open a new folder like this. For example, I made a folder called live-sass. I call it SAS example. So I want this folder to be my work environment. You just have to grab and release it into your VS Code environment. So it will be open in here in your File Explorer part, and you're able to control files and folders in that folder in your work environment, and you're able to start working and coding in that environment. So for a start, we start by making an index page. So with the help of index page, we're able to produce some elements on our page to show. So, and also in VS Code, by just putting an exclamation mark in your HTML page, you're able to make the codes for starting your simple HTML page that has a head, a body, and closing tags of the HTML. So for title, we call it Sas example. And we're gonna put some H1s here, maybe just one H1. And we call it the same things as example. We can also put a paragraph here or anything we want with the lorem 50 words. So right now we should be able to see one header and one paragraph with all these words in it in our body part. Except for that, we're not able to see it. I mean, we should only code our HTML file in the body part. Other than that, we're not able to see it. So we're going to save this file. And how are we going to run it? We just need to right click in your HTML file and open it up with your live server extension that you recently installed. And when you press that, your HTML file is connected to port 5500, and yep, it's running as we expected, and it's working. So we have our HTML file, and we have it in our browser. Now, how can we style it? Or how can we use Sas to style it? So the second step is to make a new folder called Sas. And in the Sas folder, make a new file called style.scss. So the format is SCSS and the language is called Sas. So in the style.scss, we are able to manipulate the DOM, change the colors of stuff, and do the styling part. So, for example, we're going to give a color of red to the H1. Like a simple styling, like give it a color of red to the H1. And for the P tag, I want the color to be blue. That works. Who knows? Let's try. So we style our sheet and we're going to see what is going on here. Let's see if we have a red header or a blue paragraph, but none of them happen. So what's going on here? Two things are going on here. First of all, we have not linked anything to our HTML index page, so it is not able to load any kind of style for us now. And also, we have not produced any CSS files because the only thing that can be loaded into our HTML page is CSS format and not the SCSS format. So how are we able to do that? With the help of the live-sass-compiler, we are able to change this SSS file into a CSS file. How are we able to do that? Just have to come down here and press White Sas. Automatically, the Sas compiler, the live-sass-compiler will transform these codes, these styling codes, the H1 and the P tag code, and transform them into an understandable CSS code for our index page. So we're able to save this file, save everything here, and let's go see what happens. Nothing happened. They're all the same. So why? As I told you, we have not linked our CSS file here yet. So we go to link. We make a link tag here in our head. It already has some kind of template for us. We use that template to link our style sheet with the address of style.css. So the address is the same. I mean, it could, because it's beside our index file, we just have to mention the name. If it was in another folder, like called styles or something, we have to mention like styles, then the style.css. But for now, we only have the style.css and it's beside our HTML. So now let's save it and let's see what happened to our DOM. Great. Now we have a red header and blue paragraphs. Hope it was a really helpful session for you guys. See you later, and send me email or comments so I can improve in my future works. Thank you very much. Have a good one.